Thank you, Abhishek, for being in our online meeting. So it is a pleasure to have you. So for those who don't know Abhishek has been into programming for the past 6 years, 6 years or 5 years, Abhishek.
Yes.
6 years more or so. So yeah, so he's going to talk about some amazing stuff here at Skyline, and I hope you guys are ready for it. And he has this vision which is very exciting. I think he wants to do a disruption in the pet industry. So that is one of the very unique things I heard in a long time, because a lot of people talk about technology and they want to build an app that delivers something. And I am a pet person personally, so I can easily like recall the fact that you told that you can like create a product that helps all the people, all the pets that necessarily need the attention. So I'll give the space to you right now, Abhishek. Just give you a small introduction about yourself, and you can start sharing your screen. Keep your video on so that we can use it for our video. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, screen is on.
Yeah. Myself is Abhishek Raghunathan. First of all, a big thanks to Mr. Gugan for inviting me for this meeting. Today we want to see about blockchain technology and how it can overcome today's basic client server architecture which we are using today now. We'll start off with the presentation. Blockchain is nothing but there's a decentralized ledger. Ledger by means ledger, what is nothing but a ledger book, general ledger book you can see in schools where people take attendance, and in the register office they used to do the registered numbers. Blockchain is nothing but ledgers having a number of peers. Okay. First of all, the advantage of keeping blockchain is because it is tamper-proof. Because once the data is written in the blockchain, it cannot be deleted. It can only be appended or modified by the date. For example, if we have entered our data yesterday, I can't just go and simply delete that data. Only I can append the data in today's date. So it's tamper-proof. So the data cannot be deleted, and it is like a ledger written in ink. For example, in schools and colleges, people would have taken attendance in the classes, right? They use general ledger books, like they enter the attendance in the book, and once the attendance is entered, they cannot modify that because it is obviously written in ink, and the only thing they can do is append it. They can strike it out and write in the next column that is present or absent today. So the data will be purely immutable and tamper-proof. And let's go up with the general client server model that is currently we are using. The basic model which we are employing now is the general client server model. For example, we all are connected to the server, Zoom server now, and PC and smartphone. We are listening this streaming in PC or smartphone. They are the clients. So the hub will be the server, and the spokes around that will be the clients, which are us. We are the clients, and the hub will be the Zoom server, right? Okay, to overcome this, we are using blockchain technology where the hubs are interconnected. There is no centralized hubs at all. There are only peers. The peers are interconnected with each other and they communicate between each other. There is no central authority controlling this transaction between us. For now, there's a central authority, that is a Zoom server, which is controlling the transaction between us. Transaction that means that I'm talking about the general communication. In terms of blockchain, they say it's transaction and all. So, okay, in blockchain technology, there is no centralized hubs at all, only the spokes, that is the client, our phones, our computers, or laptops, whatever it is, we are connected in a pure network and we communicate among ourselves and we create our own network. There's no centralized authority, so there is no control over the data. So there is no leak or anything over the data. So let's see a general transaction over here, how it works. Just a basic flow right now on how blockchain technology works here. First of all, someone has to request a transaction, that is a communication request, and that communication request goes into a peer of networks. Peer of networking, number of clients, that is number of cell phones and number of technologies which are connected together. Okay, if now a new client has to come in or a new device has to join the network, it has to request one of those already available peers in the network. Okay, it will request and it will be authenticated with the blockchain. With the ledger, the data will be entered in the ledger that a new device is coming in, and that data is distributed to all the peers in the network. That means all the clients in the network will have the same copy of the data. For example, if I am having an Excel file which has some important documents, every peer will have that same Excel file. I mean, hundreds of peers. If there's hundred of peers in the blockchain network, every peer will be having that. For example, you can see the green ones here. They are the spokes. Every spokes will be having the same Excel file which I shared. So the data will be tamper-proof. In the case of a centralized server, means if you are going to upload a file, Excel file, same Excel file in a Google Drive server, you say. If someone breaches there in the server, for example, someone hacked into the server, and they can easily modify that Excel file into some of the benefiting data. But when it comes to us, or when this comes to blockchain technology, every peer will be having that Excel file. If someone tries to modify one peer's Excel file, all the other peers will reject it because it will reject it will follow only the highest chain. That means, for example, there are 100 chain, 100 peers, 100 number of clients, 100 laptops in network, and the Excel file in one laptop has been damaged. The 99 laptops will reject that one laptop out of that network because it is having a tampered data. So the highest chain will be the winner there. So the data cannot be tampered or hacked. And many of guys are thinking like, oh, the blockchain is highly related with Bitcoin only, but it is not a true fact. There are a number of currencies like you can say Bitpizza, Arstol, your blockchain, Ethereum, as you know, and Golem, Open Bazaar, Chronicle. And let's see the advantages of the blockchain technology. The advantage of blockchain technology is the transparency of the data. Data is transparent. Everything is transparent. For the best place where we can employ this unique feature of transparency of blockchain is voting system. We can create a decentralized voting system where the votes are transparent enough to everyone so that there is no cheating. So transparency comes into play and reduce transactional cost. In conventional network and all, if you are gonna have 100 TB transfer rate, it will cost you a lot more. But using blockchain technology, the transaction cost can be reduced much more because of the number of peers and not a centralized server. And the faster transaction settlement, because basically there's a number of servers instead of a single hub server at the center. There's a number of servers, so the transaction speed is considerably higher. Decentralization. Decentralization means there is no control or no authorization of our data. For example, if Zoom wants to hear what we are talking now, they can, because they are a centralized authority and we are connected to their servers. But in a decentralized network, that is in a blockchain network, no one can overhear someone else's conversation or someone else's transaction because it is decentralized. No one has authority to invoke others' data. So it's completely decentralized, so there won't be any tamper and there won't be any overhearing of data. That's it. And user control, rather than having third party and the show, like again I will come to the example of Zoom. If because without giving a third party the access to our data, we can have the access of our own data. That is the concept. Yeah. And there's a unique feature called smart contracts in blockchain, which is employed in Ethereum blockchain technology. Many of you have been heard of Ethereum cryptocurrency. It is based on Ethereum blockchain. Smart contract is nothing but a contract that is written virtually. For example, what can say? For example, a group is raising a fund, crowdfunding of some amount of $2 million. You say. The funding amount has to be transferred automatically to a bank account. But in the case of crowdfunders like Milab.com and all crowdfunding platforms, there is a chances of risk that someone can take the money and run off before getting it to the charity, or the crowdfunded money to the charity, or the crowdfunded money to the beneficiary. Someone can take the money and run off anything. There's a chance of that. But in the terms of smart contract, there is no human intervention at all. There's a contract written digitally in blockchain network where when the amount that is being collected from the crowd, that being collected from the people reaches 2 million, it has to be automatically transferred to the account of that beneficiary or of that um, charity, whatever. So small finance will become a big thing in the coming future in the law industry, legal industries, and the cloud set, as I already said earlier, it will using because of many peers, you can have a wide amount of storage space because every peer will be having a storage space. You can share the storage space as a single storage space in the blockchain network. So it will also reduce the cost considerably, and it can be employed in many fields like voting. Colleges, for example, Anna University ranking system, result system can be employed like for a time. We've heard about many things like Anna University's results are tampered or changed for money. So what we can do is we can make each and every Anna University affiliated college as a node. Listen to me, each and every Anna University college associated with Anna University as a separate node, and the result must be published accordingly in all the nodes. If there is 100 Anna University colleges, the results will be published on 100 Anna University college nodes, which is nodes is let us consider nodes as a server running in each college. If there's 100 Anna University colleges, the result will be in 100 nodes. So if someone gets money in one college and tries to change the result in one college, the balance 99 nodes will reject that tampered node, and it will 99 nodes will be the original node will have having the original data. So this can be employed in many fields. And as I said earlier, blockchain is a replicated ledger. It's like a conventional book or something like a note which is written in ink, which is replicated among all the peers. Okay, and IBM also developing their own product known as Hyperledger Fabric, which is an open source blockchain platform. They're running it as a service for some $5 per month, I think. So you can also access it. And also, you may also heard of the Facebook Libra cryptocurrency, which had some issues with the RBI, but soon I hope it will be launching after the lockdown has been completed because it has been approved permission from the RBI and other European unions. So it may be launched. It may be launched soon. We'll wait and see. Okay. Thank you. We can go to the question section now. Yes.
Abhishek, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. And I think this is the second time that we have, like a very technical presentation given by someone who's come outside. So I have one question for this.
Okay.
I've been seeing this post about blockchain for quite like I think 6 or 7 years, but it has not
Yeah.
like made a huge bubble like in the world or in the economy right now. So what do you think the only main reason that inhibits the the propulsion of the technology?
Basically, it needs time, right? Because the dot-com bubble started, HTTP web bubble started in late 2000s, and it required almost 12 years. Like 2013 only, we got everyone was like using Facebook, WhatsApp, everything. So it took 14 years for web technology itself, which can be easily understandable. Blockchain is usually said now, right? It's too much technical, so people need more time to get it understandable, and the technology must evolve. It must take
Bravo,
time.
Mahesh.
One sec, one sec, one sec.
Okay.
Tushar, can you just mute? He's muted. Yeah, you continue, Abhishek.
Yeah, that's it.
So the thing again that I wanted to ask is, so if it is going to disrupt the entire economy in a level where it's going to propel the progress or the growth that we have, it's going to be humongous. So what is the one first thing which you think will like come up like from the millions and millions of technology that is available? So there is there's cryptocurrency, there are a lot of things that come under blockchain. What is the first thing that the world needs, or what is the first thing that will come out of this whole point?
The first thing that needs more is a voting system, because, as you know, many people don't know how Trump won in America and how Narendra Modi must have won here, but there is always a confusion, like how these politicians have won without any having any majority of or consideration of them winning. So it must be a disruptive technology in voting. I think it's my opinion. That's it.
Right. Okay. So I'll just open the floor for some questions.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, if you have any questions that concern with blockchain technology, you can put your questions up. Abhishek will be happy to share his thoughts on it.
I have a question. Hello.
Yes.
I have a question. So basically, in cloud also we store the same things, right?
Yeah.
And even cloud is also like we can see who is accessing the cloud, and we just share the password with them, and it will be fine. So what do you think is the major difference between the cloud and blockchain? Because both of them are like same things are going on.
Yeah, there is a central authority when it comes to cloud, right? If you're going to use Google Drive, it will be authorized by Google. Google will have complete control of your data. If they want to remove your data, and if they find your data as a suspicious or not appropriate data, they can remove your data at any time or any cost without even intimating you. Like Instagram can remove your account at any time if they find anything bad about it. But in blockchain, there is no control of any authority over the data. The data is yours, and only you have the control over it. There is no centralized authority over the data. That's it.
Okay.
Anybody else has any questions? Okay, I think that is around the same thing that happened for the last technical question also. And yes, Ram.
Go ahead, I have a question.
Yes.
So, during this, I was very intrigued when this cryptocurrency came into the market, and in Bangalore, I remember people were opening blockchain, cryptocurrency banks and all, and the government was the banking system, the current day banking system was very scared of it. I just wanted to know why. What is the change that it will bring, and why are the current financial systems scared of cryptocurrency, that is currency using blockchain?
Because when cryptocurrency comes into the act, there is no, as I said earlier, blockchain and cryptocurrency does not need any centralized authority. So if cryptocurrency comes to that, many people in the banking sector and the financial sector will lose their work, because it will work on its own. It transacts on its own. There is no need of central authority for the transaction to be carried out. For example, if you are going to withdraw some money from ATM, there is, for example, ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is in the center of me and the money. ICICI Bank gives me the money. But in the terms of cryptocurrency, if I want to pay something using my in China, there's Bitcoin vending machines and all. If I want to pay something using my mobile, using Bitcoin to get a soda, I can just go and scan the QR code, and the transaction directly happens from the cloud. And there is no transaction fee involved. And in these terms, the ICICI Bank will take some few pennies of transaction fee, as by that they generate revenue, and they have very big employees force that will be affected a lot, and government will be losing a lot of money, because government has with the banking system, government has right to print whatever money they want. China is said to be printing about 10% of the GDP every year without enforcing to the world. So government will be losing the control over it. That's the reason why China first banned it, and they unbanned it now.
But banks actually, one of their services is safety and security over the money. When the centralization concept comes, it provides safety and security. But
Yeah, cryptocurrency is also safe. They are encrypted with the end-to-end encryption of SHA-256 and ECDSA algorithms. So there is no way cryptocurrencies can not be safe. They are also safe. But banks
So
are
other
also
than it is mainly for all these digital money transfer platforms like Paytm and PayPal. It will be a big hit.
for Paytm, PayPal, they'll be landing up in a big trouble when blockchain becomes get into play. That's why Facebook got ready for the future and they took initiatives on the currency. But it is facing a lot of legal issues from governments because, as I said, governments will be losing money, big banks will be losing money. So in that situation, also Facebook's not leaving Libra; they're still fighting with it to launch Libra cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Okay, we have
Thank you, Abhishek.
some more time to put some questions to Abhishek. Anybody else has any questions?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Madhumati. Go on.
Uh, my question is now the banks, the Indian banks and government is scared of this cryptocurrency and all those things. Though there is security and there is no actual problem of security, and still the government is scared. But that is not the case in other countries. How are they able to manage it, and why aren't we able to do it?
Yeah, they didn't give permission as money or currency. Cryptocurrencies are not considered as currency in the Western countries. They consider it as a digital asset. Uh,
Hmm.
and digital asset. Digital asset is something like a normal asset in the sense land. We can buy the land with the amount. That you can buy cryptocurrency with an amount. It is considered as an digital asset which have variable prices. For example, if you buy a land now, it may be 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs higher in the next 2 or 3 years. Like that, the cryptocurrency, they consider cryptocurrency as an asset. So if you buy, we can buy that digital asset for money, and it can go to zero in the next year, and it can go to thousands of dollars in the next year. That's it. They consider it as an asset without considering it as a currency. That's it.
So does that mean that we are still not ready to accept uh, that kind of change?
The government won't accept it as a currency until there is a huge need for that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of when there's going to be a singularity, like when there's AI is going to come into play and it's going to start hacking those servers of banks and getting out money, cryptocurrency will surely come into play because of their encryption.
Mhm.
Two or even multiple quantum computers together cannot hack our blockchain network. And to your knowledge, there is not even one quantum computer in the world still now. That's
Hmm. Okay.
Is that all?
That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any more questions, guys? Okay then. So thank you so much, Abhishek. I think we went to the wondrous world of blockchain technology with your amazing presentation, and
thank you so much for everything.
thank you so much. And I think our team has a better understanding of how this works. And I think this is not something that is easily understandable with the one presentation, because the way that you went through, I can surely get to know that. And thank you so much again for being here today and giving your knowledge on this content. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again in another meeting of us. Until then, this is Team Skyline signing off. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you, team.
Bye.
Thank you so much.